thank you guys for watching. Very, very unfortunate loss for the 49ers to the Titans. Um, very unfortunate, but this is the Jimmy G experience. This is what we've come to watch from Jimmy G. Either he's terrible or he's really good. Jimmy G lost us this game tonight with his two interceptions, um, his overthrow with Kyle Juszczyk. I mean, unfortunately, I am counting down the days until Jimmy G is out of a 49er uniform. That's what it's come down to, faithful. And Jimmy G, unfortunately, he had one of his worst games. He had been playing well the last 2 months, but clearly this was one of his worst games. Very unfortunate. The 49ers defense played lights out. The 49ers defense couldn't have done any better. Jimmy G has to hold this L. Make no mistake about it. I don't do this show alone. Let's talk to the people in the comments. See what everyone has to say. Squishy Fish says we should have won. I agree with you, Squishy Fish. And I appreciate you guys telling me, man, that's how bad the loss was, faithful. I was muted the whole time. that's how bad this loss was. I was on mute the whole time. But man, I mean, this is the Jimmy G experience. For those that don't know, man, the first drive he was looking good. And then the second drive, the rest of the game, he was terrible. So, I mean, it was very, very, very frustrating to watch. We have Rams House in the building. He says, great game to watch, but sorry for the outcome. Yeah, it is what it is, man. We're not good enough to beat ourselves. We are not good enough to beat ourselves with those turnovers. What a shame. The turnovers, we can't beat ourselves with 2 turnovers or overthrow the juice. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, man. Thanks for coming in, D. It happens, Joe. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us, Joe. Same to you. Let's get it, GA. Merry Christmas to you and your family as well. Matt Navarro says this was the most irritating game I had to endure all season. Yeah, I would agree, man. I mean, this was a terrible, terrible performance by Jimmy. Definitely one of the worst performances, at least I've seen in the last 2 months. And it's just so frustrating. But this is why we drafted Trey Lance, right? This is why we drafted Trey Lance for the future. I don't know how you guys feel, but I was definitely, I asked, I was talking with the executive producer of the show, and I was saying, hey, why not put Trey Lance in there? I know it's a hope and a prayer at this point, but I was like, Jimmy G doesn't look confident. He's not seeing the field well. Why not put Trey Lance? But those are some thoughts that came to my mind after Jimmy G threw that second INT. I like David's comment here. He says I would trade Jimmy INTG for a bag of chips, maybe an 8th round pick. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy, he's an enigma. You don't know what you're gonna get. Great performances by Debo. Kittle played well. He made plays when he had the ball in his hands. Ayuk had the touchdown catch. That was good. This 49ers defense played as best as it could. The defense was on the field a lot longer than it should have. The offense was able. We should have been up 21-0. Let's be real. We should have been up 21-0 at the end of the first half, and this offense just couldn't execute. Just couldn't execute, man. Very unfortunate. But the defense came to play, AJ Brown, he had a hell of a game, but let's be real, he was the only one on the Titans besides Tannehill who was making plays. And our secondary, we can't cover a great receiver like AJ Brown. We don't have the corners to cover to match up with AJ Brown, and that was evident. But it shouldn't have mattered. We should have been up 21-0 at the end of the first half. That's good, Rams house. Yeah, it's lagging. I'm not sure why, man. Internet's tripping. I'm not sure why. JB and M, what's good? Yeah, man, tough outcome. It was tough to watch, man, because clearly we were the better team, in that first half. The defense was playing lights out. The offense, it was being held back by Jimmy G, man. So very, very unfortunate, tough to watch. I guess on the bright side of things, we're still in the playoff hunt, obviously. JKS, man, thanks for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that donation, man. He says, "Hey Jay, JB told me you were spotted at the Botanical Gardens wearing a Baker Mayfield jersey. Can you confirm or deny?" I will deny that. That definitely was not me. It must have been a lookalike, but I appreciate that donation to the stream, man. Hopefully all is well in your hood. Clementia, thanks for tuning in to the stream. I appreciate everyone. If you hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to Jay in the Bay. Let's see. Rams House says the 49ers are a huge threat come playoff time to any team. Definitely don't want to play y'all. Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that. I mean, we can run the ball. Obviously, Jeff Wilson Jr. didn't have a great game. I think he had 14 carries, 45 yards. That's right under 3 yards a carry. So he didn't have a great game. But when Elijah Mitchell comes back healthy, and with Debo running, this offense is much better. This running offense is much better. And then of course the defense. The defense is pretty good, especially when we can get after the quarterback. The defense is excellent. So we will be a tough team to play in the playoffs, but if Jimmy plays like this in the playoffs, it's going to be one and done. That's for sure. We can't. Jimmy G's got to play much better, man. Jimmy G's got to play much better. Let's see. Job says the Colts versus the Cardinals of Christmas. Hopefully we can get a win. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Colts to get a win for sure. And that should be a good game on Christmas Day. Job says, hopefully y'all get a win next week and hopefully y'all make the playoffs. See you next live stream. Have a good night, Job. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. And yeah, I think we'll still make the playoffs. We're still in the hunt. I think we're still in the 7th seed. But we got the Texans next week. Hopefully we come out with the vengeance against the Texans and beat them early and put the game away early. Matt says the momentum shifted as soon as Jimmy G started making terrible passes. Hey, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. I mean, the missed pass to Juice, the interceptions. We're not good enough to overcome those types of turnovers. And the first interception, the first interception was definitely the worst one. The first interception was in the end zone. I mean, that's like the worst place to throw an interception is in the end zone when you're about to score a touchdown. You can't get no worse than that other than a pick six. And then the second interception, he was throwing to Debo. Debo was open, but Jimmy overthrew Debo. So it's just very, very frustrating to watch. Blue True, I appreciate that donation to the channel, Blue True. Blue True says, so disappointing loss. So the Niners better win against the Texans. Thanks for being on, Jay. Keep moving forward. I appreciate the kind of words, Blue True. And, I couldn't sleep on this. I had to just get my thoughts out, and I appreciate everyone who's in the chat tonight. And let me know how you felt about this game. Very disappointing loss. The Titans, hey, I'm giving credit to the Titans. I had my cousin John on here. We did a pregame a show for the 49ers versus Titans. He's obviously a Titans fan. So shout out to you, John. You guys, hey, you guys won. You guys did what you had to do to win the game. Shout out to you and the Titans. They're now 10-5, still leading the AFC South division. And AJ Brown, man, he's a problem. AJ Brown is a problem. Ryan Tannehill had that huge run in the fourth quarter to kind of seal the game to get the Titans into field position. And man, the Titans, they just made more plays at the end of the day. Matt Navarro says this game showed that our roster is carrying Jimmy. I mean, yeah, when he plays like this, he's holding the offense back. When he plays like this, he's definitely holding the offense back. And it's weird because he had been playing some of his best football. Jimmy had been playing some of his best football of his entire career the last 2 months. I don't know where this performance came from. And it's just, it's super frustrating, man. It's very, very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. But I appreciate everyone coming on. Tommy Huxley, Jimmy G is trash. Hey, he played a trash game today, man. That's for sure. And it's so frustrating watching Jimmy because when we were down 17-10, I was like, okay, Jimmy is either going to throw an interception or he's going to take the team down and score a touchdown. And that's exactly what happened. So it's like, Jimmy just has these lapses. I don't get it. Like, he's either really good or he's really terrible. I don't understand it. Why is he so inconsistent? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Tommy Huxley says Jimmy G has a pattern. Right when he gets good, he has to lay a egg. I agree, man. I agree. I just don't get it with Jimmy. And I agree with John. He says what makes Jimmy mediocre is his inconsistency. There's games where he plays lights out, others he's garbage. Yeah. And I don't understand why. I mean, this Titans defense, they got some sacks on Jimmy. They got some pressure on Jimmy. But the first INT that was intended for Kittle in the end zone, that was just a bad read. Good play by the corner. But Jimmy shouldn't have made that throw. And then the second one, it wasn't really the defense. Yeah, they got the interception, but the second one was Jimmy just overthrew Debo. And I agree with you, John. It's like, which Jimmy are we going to get every game? It seemed like, like I mentioned, he was playing his best football of the past 2 months. So I did not see. I always thought, of course, this is possible. This, an interception field performance by Jimmy G, but I just wasn't expecting it. Just really, really wasn't expecting it, especially not after that first drive. I mean, man. Tommy says, Jay, he just lacks consistency, plain and simple. I agree. Whether it's him getting hurt or throwing the ball accurately, he's just inconsistent. That's why he can't be a franchise quarterback. I don't think so. Can he be a starter in the league again? Sure. But I don't know if he can be a franchise because whether he's getting hurt or whether he's just not delivering a catchable ball or he's turning over the ball. Tommy says Bosa was being held all day. Luckily, we got at least one call. Yeah. And, that happens every game. And, we had other guys step up on the defensive line. I think Jordan Willis had a sack. Samson was getting pressure. This defense was playing lights out. You can't really ask the defense. They gave up only 20 points. And it should be a lot less because Jimmy put this defense in terrible situations. So this 49ers defense played lights out. If they play like this every game, this is a playoff defense. This is a defense that will travel. We've seen it, but Jimmy G is holding this offense back when he turns over the ball. It's just we easily should have been up 21-0 in the first half, easy. But we left Jimmy, not we. Jimmy left points up on the board. There's no mistake about it, man. He left points on the board. David says we are Niner fans and expect more. What Jimmy INTG can give us. Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. Sean, hey Jay, this is no bueno. I hate losing. Tell me about it, man. You know, and I can accept when a team just makes more plays than we do. I can accept that, but it's very hard to accept when we just beat ourselves. With penalties, with turnovers. Jimmy missed juice check. That would have been a touchdown if he just hits juice in stride. And it's just frustrating to watch. And honestly, I'm just counting down the days, man. Just counting down the days until Jimmy's no longer an Niner. I'm just being real. Just counting down the days because it's just very, very, very frustrating to watch. Tommy says we can't give up these third and longs. We do better on third and short. Yeah, the 49ers defense did give up a little bit, on third downs, but I would take this defensive performance every week. They gave up 20 points, but let's be real. I mean, it's really less than that. Jimmy G put this 49ers defense in bad situations. And looking at third down conversions, let's see. Yeah, I mean, the Titans were 9 of 16 on third downs. That's not good from a 49ers defensive standpoint. That means the Titans converted over 50% of their third downs, which is not good from a defensive point of view. So the 49ers can definitely improve in that area. Brown, he just couldn't be stopped. We don't have a corner on this team who can match up one-on-one with A.J. Brown. I noticed in times we were playing zone, but A.J. Brown, he's just that good. But it really shouldn't have mattered. If Jimmy doesn't turn the ball over, none of that matters what Tennessee does on offense. Like, let's just be real. You don't turn the ball over, Jimmy, it doesn't matter what the Titans do on offense, man. John says, apart from Jimmy, one thing that was uncharacteristic was our penalties, especially from veteran players. Yeah, this is the second great point, John. But this is the second week in a row where Kittle has a false start. Trent Williams has a holding penalty, so that is, that we don't see that too often, and that is disappointing with Kittle and Trent. But and that put the offense in tougher situations. But that has to change. And we got the Texans next week. And we just better take care of business against the Texans. I agree with you, Sean. Way too much talent for this. There's no question. I think the Niners were the better team tonight, but we just did not execute. And penalties and mistakes, really hindered this team tonight. And I think the Titans made plays on their end, but we easily should have been up 21-0. Easily should have been up 21-0. I agree with you, Tommy. And the 49ers penalties. We had a few penalties. Speaking of the 49ers penalties, let's see. We had 5 penalties for 41 yards. The Titans had 6 for 57. So, yeah, we could definitely do better in that department with penalties. And also the third down conversions. The Titans did really well on third down. They were 9 of 16 on third down conversions. That's pretty good from a Titans offensive standpoint. The Niners defense can definitely get better on third down. That's for sure. I think that was uncharacteristic of the Niners as well. So not only the penalties were uncharacteristic, the turnovers, and also just the third down. We couldn't really get off the field on third down enough. Because I think the 49ers defense was pretty good the last I would say 5 to 6 games. We were top 5 in a third down defense, and that didn't show in this game. But I give credit to AJ Brown and Ryan Tannehill. They made plays when they needed to. We also, we couldn't really get the run game going on offense. That was something that was unfortunate. Jeff Wilson Jr. And keep in mind, this was the Tennessee Titans, were one of the best run defensive teams in the league. You have to keep that in mind. Coming into the last 3 games, they had only allowed, I think, 50 yards average per game in the last 3 games on the ground. So this run defense was, top notch, one of the best in the NFL. And I think that showed here. Jeff Wilson Jr., he only had 45 yards, 14 carries. He had a touchdown. His longest run was only 9 yards, and he only averaged about 3 yards per carry. So that's not going to get it done. Debo pitched in with 5 carries. His longest was 12 yards. But definitely the running game has to help Jimmy, but Jimmy can't turn the ball over. The 49ers defense did a good job against all the Tennessee Titans running backs, allowed under 100 yards, but they did have some big runs. But the defense can improve on some things, but this was the offense. This was Jimmy G, and I think that's what this comes down to. Just the missed opportunities, the points left on the board. I think that's just what it came down to. What a terrible way to go into Christmas Day with a loss and a performance like this, where we take care of our business in the first half. This game is over, man. But 49ers did not take care of business. Jimmy G definitely deserves majority of the blame, but the entire team has to take the L. Simple as that. I appreciate everyone tuning in to the stream tonight. Shout out to everyone who was in the chat, especially to Blue True and JKS 80s Horror Fan. I appreciate all the donations to the channel. It's going to be weird. There's no football on Sunday. And now we have to endure this loss. And like I said before, I can accept when a team is better than us, they make more plays than us, but it's hard to accept when we beat ourselves. That's just something that's hard to accept. And I'm counting down the days. I'm counting down the days, faithful. Counting down the days. Hopefully everyone has an excellent payday Friday tomorrow, if you have to, and also have a productive day if you have to work tomorrow. Have a great weekend. I appreciate everyone tuning in to Jay and the Bay YouTube channel tonight. Let's see. Tim says, I think not. NYCE says, what's up, Jay? This was a bad loss. Jimmy turning the ball over and defense couldn't get off the field on third down. You're right. We beat ourselves for sure. Yeah. And that was uncharacteristic. John brought up some things that we did that we had not seen the Niners do on a consistent basis, and the defense was not able to get off the field on third down. You're absolutely right, man. 9 of 16. That's over 50%. That's not going to get it done. And the 49ers defense have been pretty good on third downs. They have been, they have been able to get off the field, not allowing offenses to convert. And that didn't happen in this game. And like I said, the turnovers, we're not good enough to endure those turnovers and still win, man. NYCE, happy holidays to you as well. Happy holidays to everyone in the chat. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Hopefully everyone stays safe out there. David says, go Niners, even if Jimmy INT holds us. Yep, go Niners, absolutely. Sean Tuber, Merry Christmas, Jay. He says, and have a good one, dude. Same to you. Livy's World. And Livy's World says, win it Rains it pours. Very unfortunate loss. David says, Merry Christmas, 49ers Empire. Hope everyone has a great holiday. Same to you. Have a great weekend, everyone. It's unfortunate we have to go into the Christmas holiday with a putrid loss like this. And that's going to be a long flight home for the Niner Empire back to the Bay Area. But everyone stay safe. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your payday Friday. And stay safe out there. And thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay out that rain.